Is it foolish to believe in dragons? What if they're the only thing that makes you brave? That question never left Iska's thoughts. But for her, it was hard to not have an imagination in her home. Because her town had grown hollow, with skies heavy with dust. Disasters came all the time. There were heavy droughts, fires that burned the library, and sickness that always silenced laughter. Joy was folded away and buried under layers of soot and fear. The gardens wilted, and children learned to expect little more than sorrow. To remember joy was to invite pain. But Iska remembered. The day the sky was still before the ash fell. Her mother's reckless laugh, full and round. When the remembering became too much, she painted. Not the fruit bowls her schoolbooks taught her, but creatures of wild color and impossible form. Lions made of stars, birds with velvet wings, and one day, a dragon. It was only a painting, in a town where nothing grew and no one imagined. Iska dared for something more. As she continued painting the dragon, she whispered, "I wish you were real." A strange tingling feeling crept through her fingers. When she turned away to clean her brushes, a soft thrum brushed the silence, like the dragon was gone from the canvas. It stood beside her, silent and magnificent. Smoke curled gently from its nostrils, scales glimmering like glass. Iska stared in wonder. The dragon tilted its head, curious but kind. She reached out, her fingers brushed warm, leathery skin. The morning light found her telling her father, who saw only empty space. No one else could see the dragon. Maybe, Iska thought, it was because they did not believe in dragons. Or maybe they had simply forgotten how to see. More dragons came, painted in secret when Iska needed them most. One with storm cloud wings curling around her like a sleeping cat. Another blue one gliding beside her to school. They followed her everywhere. On the way home, Iska saw an old woman who carried water from a well. She had seen her every day after school, but she was a bit scary. One of her dragons pushed her from behind. The old woman dropped her bucket and looked up. "Hello," she said. Iska cautiously went to the woman and helped her with her bucket. The old woman smiled and thanked her. Iska returned it and hadn't realized how much she missed seeing people smile. Then she got an idea. Surrounded by her dragons, Iska painted beautifully colored cards with flowers on them. She passed them around to the people in her town in hopes it would make them all smile. Some of them did, but some of them made jokes, saying it would be nice to have real flowers again. So Iska found a flower, but there was no rain. Strangely, on the very same night Iska planted the flower, her dragons gathered around it. Each one of them observed the tiny flower and started to blow on it, taking turns. With each breath, tiny droplets of water trickled down the petals, almost instantly giving it life. They did this over and over until the sky fell with rain from all around. Iska watched in fascination and joy. She joined the dragons every night and encouraged her flower. Soon, more flowers grew, and the rain kept coming. And then something magnificent happened. Her flowers attracted the attention of others, and the people started to change. Iska noticed first Mrs. Calder's hands steady as she planted seeds again. The butcher's rough laugh spilling into the street, and the children running and laughing beneath a sky that suddenly felt lighter. People began to speak, not only of what was lost, but what might still be possible. They did not see the dragons trailing Iska's steps, but they saw her, a girl who smiled, who mended simple things, and most of all, who was joyous about life. Iska clung to her dragons as secret magic, the sparks that kindled the courage inside her. One afternoon, a boy asked her, "How do you look so brave, Iska?" She smiled and said, "Sometimes you have to believe in things, even when no one else can see." In his eyes, a flicker of wonder returned, a tiny, true magic. But the dragons began to fade. Quietly, one by one, they disappeared. Iska searched around every corner for her dragons, but they were nowhere to be found. She searched every blank page of her sketchbook. The dragons seemed to have done their part, but Iska felt alone. That evening, the old woman with the bucket approached her. "You seem sad," she said. "I've seen how brave you've been. You have brought so much happiness to the town, Iska." Iska swallowed hard. "You won't believe me, but it was the dragons. They made the changes. They gave me courage." The old woman smiled gently. "What dragons, honey? You're the one who made all this happen." Iska blinked and really thought hard about that. Was that true? And she wondered, maybe the dragons were never real at all. But maybe, Iska imagined, just maybe, they were.